Hey YouTube, this is that Ronald Rap and welcome to another rant video. Today I'm going to be talking about why Mr. Hollywoods won't invite code callers. Now I'm just going to give my feedback on why I think they will invite code callers. Y'all can comment below and tell me what y'all think, and we'll do some gardening while I talk. But the reason why I think Mr. Hollywoods will invite code callers is number one reason, because they won't listen. Now what I mean by that is that if a Mr. Hollywood or any kind of boss tells if a high suit tells a low suit what to do or whatever, they will not listen. I mean, this is really similar in the CJ and CEO, because I'm sure most of y'all know that wait 24 seconds rule before firing on the cannon. Now, since I know that rule, I always tell the bottom feeders, wait 24 seconds. And they have chat because they've been talking the entire boss run. But do they listen? No. Now, if that was my first time being in the CJ and somebody told me to wait 24 seconds before firing the cannon, I would wait. Especially if it was a big wig level 50 and that was my first time being in that boss. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. So they're trying to tell me what to do, and I would listen. But for some reason nowadays, Toons think that if they get the CJ and CEO suit and they're above 100 laugh, they don't have to listen to anybody. They get too cocky and think that they don't have to listen to anybody. And in the CEO, whenever big cheeses tell the flunkies not to golf, they still golf. So that's one reason, because they won't listen. A second reason is because they don't have the firepower necessary to fight the boss. Because every day I see people going in the VPs with level 3 and 4 gags begging people to get invited. And this is the most common thing I see. If Mr. Hollywood refused to invite code callers, then the code callers say, well, if you don't invite me, you're being mean and I can report you and get you banned. Okay, Toons. Especially code callers. No matter what you think, reporting somebody because they're not inviting you to a boarding group cannot get them banned. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That is not called being mean. That is called not inviting a weak Toon. And yes, you are weak if you have about 45 laugh with level 3 and 4 gags. You are weak. Why don't you go in a building, train your gags with some friends, then once you max throw and skirt and maybe whatever your third gag track may be, whether it's tune up or sound, then max that, then I'll consider inviting you. But I just want to get that out of the way. You cannot report anybody for not inviting you to the group, because that is not being mean. That is called being, what's the word I want to use? Being careful. Because they don't want to go sad and lose the level 7 gags. You don't have a problem going sad because you don't have any level 7 gags and you can easily get your gags back. Whereas we need our level 7 gags and we can't go sad all the time losing them. So that's the second reason why Mr. Hollywoods will not invite code callers. Because hold on. Number one was they won't listen to reason. Number two is they don't have the firepower necessary. Now let's talk about number three. They're too cocky. Now what I mean by this is, especially in the VP. Again, this goes on the form of not listening, but they think since they got their Cellbot suit and they was able to defeat the factory 10 times to get the suit parts, which I mean, the factory's a joke. You could easily get those 10 suit parts. There's nothing special about it. But they think that since they got their Cellbot suit and they are ready to fight the VP, then they could just go in, find a group so easily, and then fight the VP and get an SOS tune. Even though they don't have the firepower necessary to fight the VP. Because they don't know, because they never been in a boss battle before. If that's their very first tune and they just got their suit, their Cellbot suit, and they're code core level 1, then they've never been in any boss fights. So they think it's just like a building. They think they can go in, defeat a couple of floors, and be done with it. They don't know how to take on bosses. So, now let's talk about number 4. Since I kind of brought in number 4 whenever I was talking about number 3, but let's talk about number 4. They don't have any experience. Now, I know I say the suits don't matter, but in a way they kind of do, because a suit, especially if you don't have, or even if you don't have a max tune, suits can tell how experienced you are. If you only defeated about 4 or 5, or let's say you're a telemarketer in the VP, you're level 2, I believe the first level is level 2 telemarketer, then that means you've only defeated 5 boss. You've only won the VP and defeated him 5 times. You're not going to know everything. It's going to take, well, this is not technically for the VP, more of the CFO, CJ, and CEO, but you're not going to know anything in the boss runs until you've done it about 20 or 30 times. Then you'll know how to fight the bosses. But until you fought the bosses for 20 or 30 times, then you're not going to know how to do it. So, what I would recommend is, if you're a low suit, I'm just going to go on a different rant for a second. If you're a low suit, I would recommend you go with the Code Cards Guild, Toons United. Just find a guild run. Go to Toontown Hall and search up guild runs, and you can find a lot of them. I personally like Toons United better than Code Cards Guild, but that's just my opinion. Might make a random on why I like Toons United better than Code Cards Guild later, but I don't know. But anyway, just go with a guild run, get your suits up, get your gags up, and then you can finally fight with the big boys. Because Code Cards Guild and Toons United doesn't mind what suit, gags, and laugh you have. So just go with them, have a good time, get your suits up, max a couple of your gags, then come back. And there's a lot of Mr. Hollywoods in the guilds too, but just get your suit up, get your gags, get your laugh up, and then come back to River or something and fight the bosses. So let's just do a quick recap. The reason why I think Toons, the reason why I think Mr. Hollywoods would not invite Code Callers is one, because one, they crap, what was number 1 again? Okay, let's just skip number 1. Okay, 2, they don't have enough firepower. 3, because because they're too cocky. 4 because they don't have any experience. And oh yeah, and 1 because they won't listen to reason. So let's just recap. The reason I think code callers would not, Mr. Hollywood would not invite code callers is 1 because, oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I'm just like really messing up right now. 1 because they won't listen to reason. 2 because they don't have enough firepower. And where in the heck is my house? 3 because they don't. 3 because they're too cocky, and 4 because they're okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just like really having a brain fart right now. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Tell me what y'all think of this rant, except for the last part, cause I kind of failed on the last part. But just comment below, tell me what you thought of this rant. Tell me your specific reasons on why Mr. Hollywoods would not invite code callers. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, by the way guys, thank you for 10 subscribers. It really means a lot. I know it's not that much, but at least I know 10 people like what I'm doing and like my content. And I've been gaining subscribers a lot recently. I just want to thank y'all for it. It really means a lot to me, and it gets me motivated to make these videos. I don't mind making these videos, but if people really like them, I'll continue to make them a lot more. But anyway, that's the end of this rant. Thank you guys for watching. Leave in the comment section below what you thought, and I'll see y'all in my next video.